Hello, how to build your full supply on budget or on a budget. Well, today is November 5th, 2022, and we did some purchases, and I'd like to share that with you how we try to keep our grocery budget low and build our food supply on a budget little by little. So it is the beginning of the month, and yesterday I told my husband that, well, if he does not have a plan to take some money out of the checking account for our groceries yet, he still needs to do some purchases for the house. So our meat freezer, we stock up on meat, and we have a freezer, a chest freezer for meat. So our meat freezer, we are low in stock in meat, and I told him that we may not have a lot left in meat envelope for the month. Therefore, he can check the fruit envelope to see what we have there and take some money with him, but to write on the envelope how much he took. That way, when we take money out of the check-in for the month of November, we can put some back in that fruit money what we took out for meat. That way he can make purchases. He can purchase some meat for the house. And I didn't think those meat will be on sale or anything like that, but since we are low on stock, we'll purchase them. So when you are trying to keep your grocery budget, your grocery expenses low, things you use in your house, your grocery staples that you know will go on sale at some point during the year, it's good to stock up on those. That way you can save money to spend that money on grocery staples that you do not find on sale, but you use them. So that's how you can keep your grocery budget low. And I think that's how we are able to keep our grocery budget low as $300 a month for our family of 5, by building our grocery, our food supplies, by building the stock up little by little. That way, when things goes on sale, we purchase those and stock up. And I have chocolate chips that I have for the year. I don't know how much chocolate chips cost when you are buying it for full price. But I only purchase them once a year around the holiday, and I like to purchase at least 24 of them. And when I do that, I will just keep them here, and then when I will purchase it again, it will be toward the end of the year around Thanksgiving when they goes on sale. So I don't know how much they cost regular price, but with that I will use half of a week in average to make chocolate chips pancake. And I think I might have one in the fridge I can show. And I just use that to do my calculation that if I will use one bag every 2 weeks, how many weeks you have in the year? That's 52 divided by 2, so that'll be about 20. If you are working with 50 weeks, that would be 25. Therefore I need about 25 bags. But if I can find 24, you know, that because I don't make it every week, some week I may not make it, and that's a dinner meal because it has milk, it has egg. I will say it has full ingredient but vegetables, and that's a meal all by itself for us. So I made it during the week. Sorry, I think I might have leftover. I made it during the week, and I have some leftover, and I put it together with a leftover pizza as well. But I'm not sure my hand is clean enough for me to touch it, but let me get a spoon here. And we like to call it chocolate cheese pancake can see the chocolate chips in it. But I will just mix the flour, the egg, the milk, and I like to add sugar to it. That way I won't have to add maple syrup on top or anything like that. And I will just put some oil in the cast iron pan and put it in the oven, and that will cook in the oven. That way I won't have to make pancake on the stove one by one. So it'll cook in the oven, and then I'll just slice it like pizza and serve it for dinner. So for that, I need milk on hand, I need egg on hand, and I need chocolate chips. So sometimes you have to plan ahead, do some calculations, and know what you need to have on hand for, you know, your grocery, to be able to make the meals that your family likes to eat. Let me wash this one here. So I told him to take some money and buy chicken, and he can purchase 10 pounds of chicken, and I was just thinking about Walmart, and those items are not going to be on sale, but because we didn't have enough meat in stock, we are forced to buy them paying full price for it. So it's not something we usually do, but with the economic crisis that we are in right now, it's not easy to find meat on sale. And when they go on sale, it's not like before that we'll find some meat car at a very low price that our low grocery budget will allow us to purchase a lot of it. So it's rare for us to, in fact, we are not finding those low prices this year. Before, we'll find pork steak, pork chops for 99 cents a pound with no limit on how many you can get, and with our $90 a month meat budget, we were able to purchase a lot and just put in the freezer. But now the lowest we have been finding them is $1.99 a pound. So when we see that, well, that's without knowing if it'll go lower, we will buy what we can get with the available money we have on hand. So by doing that, more and more we are running out of our meat supply. Therefore, times to times we will have to pay full price for meat, just to have meat for the week and so forth. So I told him to buy 2 10-pound bag of chicken, to buy hot dog, to buy egg, and I said 4 18-pack of egg and ground pork. And the reason that I list those meats car, so that I can have meat for the week at least, but I'm sure they will go past 1 week. But at least I know that 1 week I have enough meat on hand. And the chicken, 10-pound bag can serve 3 dinners, or maybe I will say 2 dinners and 2 lunches, and I'll have a little bit left that I will chop up and put in the freezer for stir fries, or put it on the side for pizza. I'll add something to it for topping for pizza, or I'll add it to the freezer container that I have, I think ice cream container that I have for soup, that I put leftover meat in until it's full with sauces and broth. And when it's full, I'm sure it'll have bean in it. I will put it in the chest freezer, but I have it in the freezer here. That way I won't let my leftovers go bad in the fridge. So yeah, so So I wanted to have that chicken. That way I know that it can do at least 2 dinners. But when I cook dinner to have enough for the next day lunch. And I like to cook my meal and cook the meat. That way they are separate. That way if somebody does not want sauce, the person can have meat to go with the food. And somebody wants sauce, they can have the sauce with the food and have the meat with the food. So I like to cook them separately, and the chicken allows me to do that. The ground pork with a ground meat, it has to be incorporated into the food, like fried rice for instance, or incorporated into the sauce, like I don't know, like pizza sauce or tomato or pasta sauce type of cooking. And you can stretch the ground meat when you incorporate it into the sauce like that. But it's not, I don't cook every day that way. So, but having the ground pork, I can put it in the pizza as well. So that's one. And then the egg, I have tried hard-boiled egg for the kids during the week and they like it. I tried 2 for each one of them and it didn't seem to be enough for them. I tried 3 and they like it. So 3 eggs by kid, and I have 3 of them. That's 9 eggs, and if I do that few days of the week for breakfast, then I did the calculation and say, well, it's good to have, because there are 18 packs that we get, to have at least 3 packs of egg in the fridge. That way I know that I have enough for some of their breakfast, and then I have enough to make shipping cake. Since we have milk, we have chocolate chips, then we have egg, we can make that. Flour is a given, we have flour in stock. So sometimes you have to plan ahead and do those calculations in your head to know what you need to purchase. That way you'll have all the ingredients that you need on hand to make the meal that your family likes to eat. So I told him that, and we have some discussion because he was trying to figure out which one was the best buy. He told me that there is a ground beef on sale for probably $2.49 a pound, and he wants to buy it. And I said, yeah, that's great to purchase that meat as well, but I don't have any intention to cook 10-pound beef and freeze the rest or anything like that. I like to keep those long tube meat for dishes that require a lot of meat. I like to make a wrap. I think you'll call it egg roll. Yeah, egg roll, but we call it wrap. But I will make the wrapper the way you, sometimes they sell the wrapper that you can purchase at the Chinese store, grocery store, or but anyway, at the grocery store you can find some small wrappers that you can make egg roll with. But I make the wrapper myself and I make it bigger, and I will stuff it with meat and vegetables. So I will cook a lot of meat with a lot of vegetables, and then I will stuff the wrapper, roll it, seal it with flour and water mixture, and then I will fry a little bit and put it in the oven and finish cooking it. Oven fry pretty much to get it done. So that's something that requires a lot of meat, and having those 10-pound tube type of meat will be good for that, so that when I cook it I will have a lot left that I can freeze to use for pizza, for instance. But I just prefer to have those 1-pound ground meat that I can do stir-fry rice with. I can put on pizza, you know, things like that. So, but he didn't get the pork. He checked the price and checked Aldi. He went to Aldi as well and noticed that it is maybe a penny more at Aldi, but he has not purchased. He has not purchased the pork, the ground pork yet. He'll purchase it probably tomorrow. So he got the hot dog, and having the hot dog, sometimes I will do scrambled egg, chop up some hot dog, add it to it, and I will just use that as a topping on the pizza, and add cheese to it after I put sauce on the pizza. So that's, you know, and then the kids like to eat hot dog. So having a hot dog, you know, it can go on rice times to times as well. So I told him to purchase the chicken, the hot dog, the family pack hot dog. It has 24 in it, and to get the pork. And I was hoping maybe $20 will be for the chicken, and probably $10 will, another $20 will be for the egg, the pork, and the hot dog. So $40 at the most for those items. So he went to Aldi to check the price at Aldi and noticed that chicken was on sale for $5.99 a pound. We have not seen that for a while. So he purchased 2 bags from Aldi because they only have 2 bags left. He got those and noticed that turkey was on sale for $1.70, but he has not purchased it yet. And while we are talking, we can just start seeing what he got. But because I'm dealing with meat, I'm not going to put on the counter. We are just going to work with it on the floor. So he got the chicken from Aldi, and that's 10 pounds. 10-pound bag. And I will probably put this one in the sink here, that way I can cook it today. And I believe he got 2 of them. He got 2 of them at Aldi. So at Walmart is around $8, so it saved more to get it from Aldi. And he got I would say he got this one from Aldi as well because of the bag. He used another grocery store bag for it. So, and that's 24 in the pack for a little bit less than $4. So it's 3 pounds, exactly 3 pounds for less than, for more than $3, but less than $4. So I will say it's more than $1 a pound, the hot dog. And the chicken, even the chicken is cheaper than the hot dog because it's 59 cents a pound. So he went to another meat store. That's where we usually buy meat from when they are on sale. It's a meat store here, and it's called Fairway, and they have pork steak for $1.99 a pound. And that's what I was talking about, that we don't really see meat being lower than that, and sometimes it'll be with coupon, and they'll have a limit for what you can get with that coupon if you find it less than that price. And he purchased, and that's pork steak. So he got 10 of them, and I like to have pork steak, pork chops on hand because they are easier for me to cook. For instance, when I'm cooking rice, I don't use rice cooker to cook rice. I use stainless steel pot to cook my rice. When I'm cooking rice can take about 30 minutes to be done, and the meat could take about 30 to 40 minutes to be done as well. So what I like to do is I just like to salt it, put it in a pan, and put it in the oven at 350, and then I will, wash my hand, of course, and I will work on the rice and put it on the stove. By the time the rice is done, this is done as well. So I like to use 3 of them, and when I use 3, we'll have some left for the next day meal. And my husband likes meat, so sometimes I'll give him one, and I'll say if he wants to take food to work, he can just eat half and put the other half in his meal that he's going to take to work. And if he wants to eat the whole, he can. So he likes meat, so he might get one. One of my oldest daughter and I will will share one, and then the other one I will share it between the other two kids, and then I will have some leftover from those two cards that the kids and I use. We'll have some left that will go on the next on lunch, the next day lunch. So, and when you are doing the calculation like that, assuming you use 3 of these for one meal, I mean that'll be 2 meals, but I'm just counting the dinners that I'm making. So for the week, if you are just going to use this type of meat for the week, you need 7 times 3 of this, so that's 21. But for the price is selling, if you just want to purchase this type of meat car, your budget may not be enough if you are working with low budget. So that's why you have to mix those high price meat car with some low price like the chicken, for instance. And at this point, I'm even saying that the hot dog is a low price because it's been more expensive than the chicken when the chicken is on sale. But I like to have this type of meat, and I like to have it individually wrapped if I'm going to put in the freezer, because if I didn't take it out on time, I can put them in the microwave and thaw it easily. Other than that, I usually take them out in the morning and just put them in a bag and put it in the sink that we are not using on a regular basis because we have 2 there. And by the afternoon, it thaw enough for me to just put in the oven. So that's how I do it. And having it like that is very easy for those days that I want to cook very quick meal that does not require a lot of my time in the kitchen, and it won't take a long time to cook either because I want to get the dinner ready for us to eat quickly. Yeah, those car works well for me compared to 10-pound chicken. But 10-pound chicken, when it's thawed, I cook it in the oven for 1 hour 30 minutes. It requires planning ahead, taking it out, putting it in the sink for some hours for that to thaw enough to take it out of the bag, salt it, and put it in the oven. So, and talking about this, sometimes I'll put vinegar on it when I salt it. I don't use a lot of seasoning or anything, just put salt on it and put it in the oven, or add some vinegar in the pan before I put it in the oven. So those are easier to cook, faster to cook than the chicken, but it's good to have, you know, different type of meat cut to offer different variations. And based on your schedule, when you are in a time crunch, you know you have a type of meat cut that you can cook quickly, and when you have time, even if you're not going to spend a lot of time in the kitchen, but it can take a longer for the dinner to get ready. Even without you being in the kitchen, you have the chicken that you can put in the oven for an hour and a half, for 2 hours, for instance. You have those as well. So based on your schedule, you have to plan ahead and see those type of meals that you like to cook and the ingredients that you need to have on hand to make them. So he got 10 of them, so I have more. Let me see. So I have more here, and there as well. And while he was at that grocery store, he found boneless pork rolls for $1.99 a pound as well, and he got it. So he didn't use the fruit saving to make the purchases. He went to the bank to take the grocery budget out before he went and did the shopping. And this is 10-pound beef, and he didn't purchase the pork because he wanted to discuss it with me, ask me which one is a better deal to buy. In fact, he didn't wanted to buy this one. He was wondering if it's better he purchased the ground pork, that was $2.29 a pound, or purchase the beef. And I told him that it's good we get both. We'll get the 10-pound and then we'll get 2 pounds of ground pork later, because the ground pork $2.29 is not on sale, but this is on sale. So that means this one, when it's not on sale, is going to cost more than it is now. Therefore, this might be a good deal, but I don't have any intention to cook it. So I will just wrap it and put it in the freezer. So this one is $25.82. So that's $2.49 a pound. And by spending, let me see if he has the money here. So, you know, when we take the grocery budget out, we just use simple envelopes for that. So after he make those purchases, we have $13 left in the envelope. $13 left in the envelope for this month. And something I like to do as well is, after the month is over and my husband took more money out, I like to see what we have left from the previous month. So I just like to put some symbol on it to see, you know, what kind of grocery categories is it. So this one is what? Fruits. We didn't purchase fruit this month at all. So October money that we took out for fruits, we still have it. That's what I was thinking he can use to buy meat, and then later we can put it back. So we didn't use that, but the month before October, and that's what he kept in the grocery container that he takes to go do groceries. But I have another envelope that I pour all the envelopes in. So we have about $7. So what I like to do is, because we have like cash container that some envelopes stay in, and he takes that to do groceries, I like to go through it, take those money out, and then I can just put them in their respective envelope that I keep on the side to save those grocery categories money, so that when there is a sale, then I can stock up on that categories of groceries items. So, and I can just leave, like this one has fruit, for example, I can just leave it in the container. So if I want him to purchase some fruits, then I can just take some money, put in that envelope for him. That way he knows that the money in that envelope is for food, is for fruit. So we have $22, $23 here from food, and I just like to put FD on it. And I don't know if that's October or if that's prior month. I think that would be money that he used to purchase things for October, but we have leftover. So we have this one that will be from November. That's the meat that has about $13 and the fruit. So, and this is from, I would say, prior month to the section of meat. So, and he went and took, and I think for the prior month we have about $19 left from meat as well. So what I like to do, because this is November meat and this is prior month meat, I'll keep them together. And because we spend most of November money for meat already, we have about $13 left. He will take maybe $5 to buy the ground pork, and then we'll keep the rest so that if something goes on sale, we can purchase it, or if we need to buy meat, whether it's on sale or not, we have money to buy it. So that's how you have to try not to spend all the grocery money up front when you do your groceries. That way, if you forget something during the month, you have enough to purchase it, or if something goes on sale, you have enough to purchase it. So that it will be the meat, and then I can just toss this envelope or put the $5 that he needs to purchase the ground beef in that envelope and put it in the coins container for him. That will go in the coin container. That way we have fruits and meat envelope in it. And then I'll take that meat, remaining money left after his grocery shopping. I'll take it from that container and I'll put it in another envelope so that is now, he's not going to do groceries with all the money with him. I do not like that. So for the food, we have $150 for food, and we have now done our grocery list yet to do our grocery purchases. So I have done previous videos where I have shown you I have a master grocery list, but then I like to every month see what I'm very low in, and then see what I have not purchased last month. That way I can add it to the list, and that way, because I don't purchase everything on the list every month, with the budget that I'm working with, $150, I will purchase some stuff, and then I will purchase some other stuff the following month, but I'll take into consideration holiday, birthday during the month, and that's November. So we have Thanksgiving this month, so I have to think about what I'm going to cook for holidays and make sure I include that in the grocery purchases. So, and when he takes the money out, we both go through them. I have not even counted when I was showing it to you. And we have our allowances, and that will be $100. That will be $100 for allowances, for my allowances for the month, and he will take $100 for his allowances for the month as well. This is the food, this is the allowances, and this is the fruits. So this is the fruits, and the fruit will be $60. And last month, October, was $60, and we didn't spend it because we didn't find any fruit on sale, and we purchased apple the month before probably, and we still have it in the fridge. And this one is donation to the church. So he took his allowances out of it already. So those are the things that we take cash for. That way, I think I'll put them here for now on. That way, it makes it a little bit easier to track our finances. So the groceries is a variable expense, but if you want to keep it as a fixed expense, it's a good idea to take cash out for your groceries. That way, when you do your grocery spending, anything you have left from your grocery budget, you put on the side for your groceries. That way, when a grocery staple goes on sale, you can stock up. And by doing that, you won't affect your paycheck or your checking account by spending more some month and less some other months on groceries. I don't know if it makes sense what I'm talking about. But when every month you take the same amount out of your checking account for groceries, you make it a fixed expense relative to your checking account, even though it's still a variable expense, because some month you spend less and some month you spend more on groceries. Is all come out of that grocery budget fixed amount that you save for your groceries. When you spend less, you save the rest, and when they have sale, you have that money that you save that you use to stock up. So that makes your expenses for that month higher for your groceries, but it still comes from that same budget that you save for your groceries. You are not taking more out of your checking account. So having $300 set for our groceries, every month we take $300, but we do not spend $300 every month. For instance, last month we have $19 left from meats, $90 that we took out. We have $90, we have $19 left from that. $60 that we took out for fruit, we have that $60 left. We didn't spend it. And the food money that we took out, $150, I don't know how much we have left. I have some money here, but I'm sure I'll have some money in the envelope as well. So in general, we didn't spend the whole $300 that we took out for October. The pizza is pretty much really waiting for me to put a pin on it. So yeah, and now we took $300 out again this November, and the saving or what we didn't spend in October, I'm just going to go through each category and put them in their categories of envelope. That way they will just keep saving up, and when we have a sale in a category, I can just go through the envelope and take money there and purchase things and stock up. By doing that, you will build your food supply on budget little by little, and they will accumulate over time. And I like that strategy better than trying to save 3 to 6 months of your income for emergencies, for example. It's great, but it's a strategy we do not use. I like to stock up, to have few months of groceries, grocery supply on hand, because one, by having let's say 6 months of food on hand in time of financial struggles, for instance, you know that one of your basic needs are met. You have food on hand for 6 months. Does that make sense? It's easier to build your food supply for 6 months than to try to save your income, your 6 months worth of income. So, and by having, even if you have 6 months of your income saved, with the inflation, it can lose some purchasing power. What you purchase today, you may not be able to purchase it in 6 months with the same dollar amount. So your money saved might lose some purchasing power. So that's one thing. But one thing I like to emphasize on is, even though we do not save for emergency, we save for irregular expenses. I think that's what people call emergencies, but I like to call it irregular expenses. We have our monthly expenses, and we have irregular expenses. And what are included in irregular expenses? It could be your car plate registration fee. It could be your children school tuition. It could be your children's school clothing. It could be birthday gifts, holiday gifts. It could be doctor checkup copay. It could be travel expenses. It could be home maintenance, and by home maintenance, if the pipe is clogged and I call a plumber to clean it up, I will pay something, and those come out of our saving. So we call it irregular expenses. And what I like to do is sit down with my husband and estimate how much every one of those categories will cost us a year, and the total are divided by 12, and I know how much we need to put in our saving every month to account for those expenses. They don't happen every month, but they happen or could happen at some point during the year. Therefore, they are not emergencies, they are irregular expenses. So if we spend less, that's great, but if we spend more in one category, then at the end of the year we would like to sit down, and I have done it this month already for 2023, trying to adjust some category budget for irregular expenses, because we have gone over this year, and I'm already planning of increasing that irregular expenses saving next year, so that we save more than we spend in those categories. So we like to have irregular expenses save for every month. We pull some money from our checking account and put in the saving account for irregular expenses, and we keep in the saving account our monthly budgets, and we have a budget that is less than our monthly expenses. When you are setting a budget, you want your budget to be more than what your actual expenses are. So if your expenses are more than your budget, it's good to sit down, reevaluate your budget and re-estimate it. You do not want too much gap between the two. The budget should not be too higher than the actual expenses, and should not be lower at all, because you do not want to overdraft your checking account. So that's how we do it. And by sitting down and going through your, know how much you bring home and how you want to spend the money, and how much you want to save and how much you want to invest, give you some power over your finances. We learn to work, to have a job and work, but we do not want to manage our money. But I think it's equally important to work, to earn money, and to manage it as well. Because if you are bringing money home, but you are not managing that money, knowing how much you are bringing and how you should spend it, you just keep working and making money, working and making money, and not really knowing how you are spending it. But if you are taking a look at how much you are spending your money, maybe it might help you not working as much, because you will learn to spend less than you are making. I don't know if it makes sense, because you don't want to spend all the money you are making. You want to be able to save some and be able to put that money you save to work for you, so that when you are not working, that money is working for you. But to be able to do that, you have to keep a cap on your expenses to be able to save, some of your income. Otherwise you will mess up your wants and your need. But we have a lot of wants, and if we do not keep a close eye on it, we won't be able to save some money and put that money to work to generate streams of income that is not related, that is not immediately tied to our time. So that's the goal. That's why I prefer to keep our grocery budget a fixed expense. That way it makes it easy to go through my finances. I don't have to go through all the line in the checking account to see what went through, but I can just see the big expenses, because we have utilities. There won't be a lot of expenses that will go through the checking account. And if there is some fraudulent activities, I'll detect it very quickly as well, because it's not like everyday type of grocery purchases going through and having multiple type of transactions going through the checking account. So having cash out for groceries has been helpful for our finances, making it a little bit easier for me to see how we are spending our groceries. And now that I'm not even tracking our grocery receipts anymore, I used to do that, but now that I'm focusing on our business, I'm not recording our grocery receipts anymore. I just know that I have the envelope. If I don't have the money in it, I'm out of my grocery money. I'm not going to purchase anything food related. So by having the cash, I know that I have this to work with. I don't want to spend it all. I want to save this amount, so I will need to adjust my grocery list so that I don't end up spending all of the money that I took out for groceries. So it's easier to manage my grocery expenses by using cash and not having to record my grocery receipts. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to take those to the freezer, and yeah, and I don't know if you want us to do that together or not, but yeah, I think because the pizza is calling me, I'm just going to end it here, otherwise I'll burn the pizza. But yeah, that is, you just have to keep trying and see what works for your family. It doesn't have to be $300 budget or anything like that. If you want to say higher grocery budget for your family, that's fine. But whatever the budget is, if you don't want to spend more than that, I think that's one way how we are trying to take cash out and use that and try to purchase some items on sale. That way we can have enough left to purchase things that do not go on sale. You can try those strategies to see what works for you. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creators of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel and NinaSoap.com, our blog. We do have, on our channel and our blog, we share different ways that you can save money and different ways that you can make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on your employer to provide for your family. Thank you. We thank you very much, you all that subscribe to our channel. We thank you very much for all your comments. And thank you so much for watching our videos. Thank you for your time.